Every January, while the rest of the country is making resolutions about kale, Texas receives a valentine from its juniper trees. This particular valentine shows up in the form of a yellow fog that rolls across the hills like something out of a horror movie with a very small budget. Meteorologists call it Cedar season. Allergists call it job security. The trees themselves would probably call it romance, that is, if anyone bothered to ask them, since what we are witnessing is several million trees attempting long-distance dating at the same time. I have come to believe the pollen is in love with me specifically. This is the only explanation that makes any sense. It waits for me, just outside my door, draped across everything in sight in a fine gold layer. It's the botanical equivalent of someone leaving notes in your locker. It even follows me to work. Forget about sitting outside and don't even think about wearing black. Restraining orders do not apply to airborne plant material. The pollen seems to know this and exploits this knowledge for its own evil doing. If the pollen could write, I imagine its letters would be devoted and slightly unhinged. It just wants to be near you. It admired you from the cedar break across the pasture for months, biding its time. Now that the cold front has arrived, it intends to close the distance. A north wind is its love language. 20-mile-per-hour gusts are its grand gesture. It's like holding a boombox over its head outside your bedroom window. Except the boombox is a tree and the song is sneezing. Cue the claritin. The trees release their adoration in visible puffs, which is the part that breaks people who move here from out of state. You can actually stand on the porch and watch a juniper exhale a cloud of gold like it just got terrible news and lit a cigarette. New residents film this and post it on Facebook with captions like, "Is this smoke?" and "Should I call someone?" Of course, the comments fill up immediately. Longtime residents explain that the trees are simply doing what trees do best, and that Benadryl is on aisle 7 at Brookshire's between the heating pads and boxes of Miss Clariol. Cedar fever is the name we have given to the condition, which is misleading on 2 counts. The trees are technically junipers, and the fever is technically your immune system staging a full military response. But it sounds cute, right? Your body sees the pollen and decides from the available intel that you are under attack by a hostile foreign power. It deploys everything. Screw the drones. We have junipers. Your eyes water like you just watched the end of Old Yeller, and there's a Nicholas Sparks double feature up next. You are simply loved, aggressively, by the landscape. There is a whole folk science around predicting the bad years. Old-timers will tell you that a drought summer means a brutal cedar season, since stressed trees pollinate harder, throwing everything they have into one last desperate bid for the future. It's like finding out you still have a plenty of fish profile. I find this oddly relatable. The trees spent all summer being ignored and underwatered, and now they are out here oversharing. Half of Texas does the same thing every January, except we do it on social media instead of into the jet stream. We have all developed our coping rituals. Some people swear by local honey, operating on the theory that you can build immunity by eating a small amount of the thing that is ruining your life, much like how some people approach their in-laws. My neighbor rinses her sinuses every night with a little plastic teapot and describes the experience the way other people describe baptism. My own strategy involves staying indoors, filling up a humidifier, and pressing a paper towel to my face, and watching the yellow haze drift past the window. It's like a scene from A Quiet Place, but the invader is pollen. The cruelest part is that the mountain cedar is doing all of this for love, and the love is wasted on us. The pollen is searching for a female juniper. It has no interest in your nasal passages whatsoever. We are simply standing between 2 trees that are trying to find each other in this crazy, mixed-up world. We're caught in the crossfire of the least efficient courtship in the natural world. Somewhere out there, a female tree receives 1 grain out of the billions released, and the species carries on. Basically, that means everything I suffered in January accomplished statistically nothing. Around March, the affair ends, the way these things always end. The wind shifts, the trees lose interest like a frat boy on spring break, and the gold dust on the porch rail fades like a tan line. For a few weeks, we breathe freely and speak of the season in the past tense, telling our stories the way veterans do. I remember the pollen outbreak of 26. Then the oaks start up in spring with their own evil agenda, and after them, the ragweed. In between bouts of sneezing in what equates to a Morse code nasal seizure, we come to understand that in Texas, something is always in love with you. In the infamous words of Johnny Cade, "Stay gold, pony boy," the pollen certainly will.